Yo, what's going on, yo? I'm JBHOOPS, and today I'm breaking down one of the best prospects in college basketball, that being the 6'8" Houston freshman, Jarace Walker. And let's just get right into it with his measurements and stats for the season. Through 30 games, the 6'8" forward has averaged 11.1 points per game, along with 6.7 rebounds, 1.7 assists, and 2 stocks a game. Shooting a very solid 47.9% from the field, 35.8% from 3, and 61.7% from the stripe. And now let's dive deeper into his game. Starting it off with his defense, in my opinion, Jarace Walker has a very strong argument to be the best defender in the class. He's impactful both on the ball and in help, and with his size, athleticism, mobility, and IQ, he's an incredibly versatile defender. Jarace Walker can really protect the paint. He has great timing and shot blocking instincts and a reported 7'2" wingspan. He covers a lot of ground and has a good feel of when and where to make rotations to prevent, contest, or block a shot at the rim. And a lot of the time he's challenging vertically, but is definitely still effectively protecting the rim. He's also good as a low man defending the pick and roll, helping to tag the roller and play both the paint and the three. Although he can be inconsistent when he's the last line of defense. At times he doesn't get in front of the driver, he kinda just sits off and gives them the layup. And he's a little undersized to be a true rim protector, but I really love his ground coverage and defensive instincts. I just think he'll be better suited to playing the 4 rather than the 5. Walker is also super active off the ball, whether that be denying the ball in the post or on the perimeter or being disruptive in passing lanes. He's consistently in the right places to make a play or force the offense to hesitate, so he's always making an impact on the defensive end. Jarace is great at closing out on shooters, he quickly closes down the space and contests, he's great at chopping his feet and is rarely out of control, so he's usually able to block off the drive if the player pump fakes. Jarace Walker is also a super versatile defender in the pick and roll. He's excellent in a variety of coverages, probably a bit small to sit in a drop, but he has the foot speed and mobility to play at the level, hedge and switch ball screens, and would be a perfect 4 in today's game. Jarace Walker's greatest trait on the defensive end outside of his feel and overall IQ is probably his on-ball defense and switchability. Jarace Walker is an elite isolation defender. He has excellent balance and footwork defending quicker players and has great anticipation and reaction speed. He can mirror his matchup's movements or beat them to a spot, and he's really good at squaring his chest to the driver to close off a driving angle or force a contested look. Walker is quick to flip his hips, can slide with guards, and he's great at getting his hands up to make the offensive player shoot over him. He can lack discipline at times, be a little handsy, bite on fakes, or fall asleep off the ball. But in totality, Jarace Walker is an incredible defensive player with DPOY upside, and that's what he will hang his hat on early on as his offense continues to develop. Next, I want to talk about the value he brings as a finisher. Jarace Walker gets a lot of his points from the energy and effort he brings on every single play. He hustles for boards, sprints down the floor, and is always moving to find space for himself or to free up his teammates. Jarace has some scary upside as a roll man due to his ability to put the ball on the floor and make a move to beat defenders. But he's also an explosive and powerful athlete as well, so he can definitely punch one on you. At 6'8" or 6'9", 240 pounds, Walker sets bone-crunching screens to free up his ball handler, and I really like his ability in the short roll with how great of a passer he is, and he also has a great floater, so if the big is sitting under the basket, he can go to that every single time. Walker also brings value as a finisher through his ability to consistently beat the defense down the floor. Jarace is an elite transition player ranking in the 95th percentile. He is a freight train, way quicker than opposing bigs, and he has the skill and coordination to finish through and around defenders, as well as the athleticism to sky up for and throw down a lob. Another part of his game that's consistently impressed me is his ability to find and attack gaps in the defense. He capitalizes on advantages and can really finish inside. He's effective at attacking tilted defenses and attacking off the catch. He's always on the move and takes long and powerful strides to get to the paint. He often goes to his floater, but I would like to see him take an extra dribble and finish at the rim when he gets a step on his man. He's also an incredible cutter, he sees his defender turn his head and goes, and with his strength on the glass and vertical athleticism, he's also a great option in the dunker spot. What sets him apart from other prospects is his touch. Jarace Walker has excellent touch for a guy his size. He's made some tough floaters, jump hooks and fadeaways, and because he is a little contact averse in terms of attempting shots inside, it can be such a useful counter for him, and he's extremely confident in his floater. A key skill and a super intriguing part of Jarace Walker's game that separates him from other prospects is his playmaking ability. He hasn't got a ton of reps to showcase it at Houston, but he's consistently made impressive reads and showed a ton of creativity before college. Walker is a weapon in the short roll. His processing speed and vision is amazing. He can read the help and the defender's momentum to find an open teammate wherever they are on the floor. He can pass with either hand, off a live dribble, and in the pick and roll. And I think his passing skill set should be utilized even more at the NBA level, especially if he's going to be paired with an elite guard who gets blitzed a lot. Jarace can throw interior passes and skips, and he's made some nice plays as a pick and roll ball handler and off handoffs. So I'd really love to see a team utilize his playmaking talent more at the next level. A vital thing Jarace Walker needs to improve in is his shooting. Through 30 games, he's shot a very respectable 35.8% from 3, which is promising. However, it's on pretty low volume at just 2.7 attempts a game, and his free throw numbers aren't the best at just 61.7%. But I'm still a huge believer in his shot due to his elite touch, the fact that his form is clean, if only a little slow, and that he's drastically improved as a shooter over the last few years. So I think he'll continue to be a respectable shooter who drains his catch and shoot threes at about a 40% clip, but probably won't hit too many threes outside of spot up looks. He has had a few bad misses over the course of the season, but with his touch and mechanics, I'm pretty confident Jarace Walker will be a solid shooter. Now finally, I want to talk about his upside as a self-creator. What makes Jarace Walker such an intriguing offensive talent is his ability to handle the ball and score in a multitude of ways with his towering frame. First, with his drives, face-up game and post-ups, Jarace has the potential to be an awesome self-creator with his burst, coordination and touch, and I think he's only shown a part of what he's capable of during his time at Houston. He loves his floater, especially going left. He has incredible touch and can get it off whenever, and it can be a very helpful tool for him when the paint is packed. However, I think at this point he is way too reliant on his floater. He has possessions where he shows off his handle and gets a step on his defender and then just settles for a floater, instead of just taking it all the way to the rack. Walker is just so skilled, using hezzies and body fakes to shift defenders' balance and attack, busting out wrong foot finishes, deceleration, and other manipulation to throw off the timing of the defenders. He can operate out of different spots in the floor, he's damaging in the mid post, and that rip through move where he gets it with his defender moving towards him and then goes up strong to the rim is something he could get a lot of in the NBA. He can play at multiple speeds, change pace, explode after a move and get to his spots. And with his handle and frame, he's going to be a very difficult cover at the NBA level, especially if he ever gets the shot making down. And second, onto his off the dribble pull-ups. Jarace Walker has a really solid handle and some nice shiftiness and craft. He gets low, is flexible and explosive, and effectively uses his handle to create space. His pull-up jumper itself is super smooth. It's mostly been in the mid-range with turnarounds and quick pulls when the D is in the paint. But he's also had a few possessions where he sized his defender up and made a move, shifted their balance, and hit a pull-up or step back that has been really impressive. I don't think we'll see much more of this in the remaining games as he isn't super effective on them shots, but I definitely think it could be something he develops further as he enters the NBA. Now to wrap it up, I'm going to talk about draft projections and my overall thoughts. I'm a huge believer in Jarace Walker's upside, and I think he can develop into an efficient complementary scorer with all defensive and potentially even DPOY level defense. He still has a ways to go with his scoring aggressiveness and overall offensive consistency, but he's shown flashes of stardom and has been a vital piece on the best team in college hoops. And for those reasons, I currently have Jarace Walker as a top 10 lock, and I think he could potentially be drafted as high as the top 5. Alright, that's all I got for this one. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment your thoughts down below. I'm going to be dropping my big board 2.0 very soon, so stay tuned. Anyway, that's all I got. JBHOOPS